I wasn't expecting this. I never read the comments until I'm doing them just now, and I'm shocked. Half are saying number one, and the other half are agreeing with McCurdy, where it's like, maybe it's 4.
They have made it a lot easier to concede to you guys' points on it shouldn't be number one. Coming into this episode, I did think there was a really good chance of it being number one. But
I thought it'd be a battle. I thought I'd be the only one.
Hearing
Apparently
you guys,
I'm not alone.
You guys in the comments, and I would imagine the commenters like you guys are big Bond fans. For a Bond fan, is this a good Bond movie? And it sounds like, yes, it's a good Bond movie, but it's not the best Bond movie to a Bond fan. And me, while I've become a Bond fan throughout this series, I didn't come in being a Bond fanatic like you guys and probably most of our subscribers. And to me, this is a great movie, and I would love to pop it in and rewatch it. I guess the comments and hearing you guys out has helped me gain more of an appreciation for what a crazy Bond fanatic person sees out of this movie versus like a layman like myself. Like, I appreciate Bond, but I'm more of just an average moviegoer. Like,
I mean, again, I expected to come in here and from McCurdy to be like, this is a masterpiece because it reminds me of Secret Service.
Yeah.
But McCurdy, I read you. I understand your thinking. And it kind of makes everything easier. But I have trouble putting this movie below Goldfinger.
Yeah.
I have trouble with that. Even though Goldfinger's awesome.
Yeah.
I do see this movie superior to Goldfinger. Yeah. I could ease my baby girl, my beloved from Russia with Love. If you were like dangling that in front of me, like, hey, from Russia with Love is better than Casino. I'd be like, oh, okay. I would give into that temptation, like diving into Solange. But I have trouble allowing Goldfinger to be above this movie.
I apologize, Goldfinger.
I'm conceding on these points because I'm just like, fine, it's below goldeneye for me. Again, like I said before, this movie is a very great vodka. It's not the full martini shaken plus stirred. If it went with what I was saying, it's more or less because there's something about like the spectacle and the iconic stuff that really kind of weighs in on me when I'm watching these movies. And like it's so absent in Casino Royale to the point where I'm like, where is the nutty humor? Where are the really great car chases? Even with Goldfinger, I'm like, I even really love the back and forth between him and Goldfinger with the golf game. It's just as entertaining to me, or even sometimes more entertaining than parts of the poker scene. Like, they're kind of on the same level. They're very quiet up against each other's scenes, but I love the wordplay in Goldfinger more than I do in the poker scene. I can see where there is that huge issue with how Goldfinger ends, where it's like, oh, he tricked the girl and therefore they switched the gas cans. Like, I think that the little hanging chad of that movie.
I must have appealed to a maternal instinct.
I've made the case in the past where I'm like, Goldfinger is awesome and I love it. But at a certain point, movies are simply made better.
Yeah.
And this movie has a lot more. Again, I put it up there with GoldenEye because it has something to say about the Bond character in the same vein of what you always said about why you love Secret Service, because of what it has to say about the Bond character.
Yeah. And I'm not, I don't disagree with that either.
Classically, I would always say where you and I disagree is that I think Secret Service it wanted to say a certain thing about the character and it fell on its face. This movie doesn't fall on its face. This movie accomplishes exactly what it set out to do. And then that character that this movie births then informs the character I love coming out of GoldenEye. So I think these two movies are, again, the Old Testament and the New Testament together. They make up the great Bible of Bond. That's how I see it. That's how I see these two as literally a first and second revelation considering Bond. And then on top of those, you have the two golden children of the Connery era of Goldfinger and From Russia with Love, who are like these great adventures of that, where one's the spy movie, one's the super spy movie.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to the Bond character informing Bond lore, I think above those are the Old and New Testament of Martine Campbell.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother. And as far as the movies go, I think GoldenEye's superior because it's so well balanced. Casino Royale is perfect so far as like taking Bond seriously. And then right below that are the two. I mean, like organizing this religiously is like you have God on top, GoldenEye. Then you have Jesus Christ at number 2. The second coming.
Oh my God.
Born again. And then the two, like the saint of From Russia with Love and the saint of Goldfinger as like these two who like kind of support those two at the top. They're like the martyrs.
Which one's Judas?
That fucking You Only Live Twice is Judas, goddammit.
Darling, I give you very best duck.
Well, that'd be lovely.
Speaking of Yolt, last time we pointed out the return of a familiar Asian buddy of ours, so we're going to do it again, but gender swap at this time. The woman on Lashif's boat, who then returns as one of the poker players at the Casino Royale, is the same actress, Sai Chin, who played the Chinese agent and or prostitute from the opening of You Only Live Twice. So there you go. Now you know that.
I personally, like, if I wanted to watch a movie of all the Bond movies we've seen so far, I'm going to pop in Casino. But if you're going up to any old random person who hasn't seen any Bond and you're like, you want the Bond experience, here's GoldenEye.
I think GoldenEye is the go-to film. If you really want to know Bond, it's watch From Russia, watch Goldfinger, watch GoldenEye. The problem with Casino lies in the fact that it's trying to be an origin film, so there's a lot that's missing. I mean, if I had to be really honest, I mean, I would prefer watching The Spy Who Loved Me, because even that movie has the camp.
But James, I need you.
So does England.
And zaniness, but it still maintains kind of like what we traditionally think of a Bond movie, and it even still kind of slips in a little bit of story that's, you know, not as taken as seriously as this movie, of course, but it's like, you know, you kill all these henchmen, they have people that they cared about too, you know. So there's a little bit of that in that movie, but again, like Casino Royale is not a bad movie. I don't think it's a number one. And I think when we jump to conclusions, like, oh, it's a number one, I'm like, is it? Because have you watched it lately? Because I don't know if it holds up as well as I thought it did.
A lot of people do, like, based on the high. That is a fantastic ending. Just like the opening song gets you hyped, that ending gets you hyped. And so people are going to walk out of the theater being like, that was the best thing ever. And then once that high kind of cools down, then, you know, better heads prevail. But like I said, GoldenEye and Casino Royale, as the Old New Testament, they inform the Bond character significantly better than these classics who are so good and enjoyable. But as we've said before, eventually these movies get surpassed. I mean, this one isn't better because it's got modern action. Because we've seen before what happens when the Bond filmmakers don't have a story to tell, so they just fill it up with unmotivated action set pieces. This movie is more than just an action flick because it's got not just a refreshing and complex bad guy, not just a fully developed and meaningful Bond girl, but ultimately what this movie means for Bond's character, going from naive, eager beaver to crushed Iceman. However, GoldenEye has all those things and a whole lot more so far as Bond flicks go. And while Casino may lack some of those... Okay, wait. Hang on. Iconic moments from Bonds of old, it successfully creates plenty of its own. So, fellas, let's go ahead and lock it in. Casino Royale, number 2. Unexpectedly, a lot of people wanted 2, 3, 4. We're going with number 2.
Super surprising, but good. Makes sense.
So, GoldenEye, Casino Royale, Goldfinger, From Russia with Love, License to Kill, The Spy Who Loved Me, The Man with the Golden Gun, Dr. No, The World Is Not Enough, If You to a Kill, For Your Eyes Only, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Thunderball, Tomorrow Never Dies, Octopussy, The Living Daylights, Live and Let Die, Moonraker, Diamonds Are Forever, Die Another Day, You Only Live Twice. That was easy. I mean, you just take a deep breath beforehand.
Can you go all the way to No Time to Die?
No Time to Breathe.
What's our last one? Is it Die Another Day or is it
DAD
You Only Live-
is second to last.
Still,
You Only Live
Live
Twice is
Okay.
bottom.
We will, okay, just
Forever.
like
I forgot.
just
I
like
was
we
drunk.
swore, just like I swore that one day we would Goldfinger and get it away from the top, we will someday get You Only Live Twice away from the bottom. I swear it. I swear it, Sean. I swear
I don't think any
it.
of the movie. I honestly don't think any of the next 3 movies.
You have to have a hard
one of them.
like
I
vendetta.
swear it.
One of them.
I said I swear it.